don't know about you, but I know I've been wondering about what the future will hold, and specifically about what Passover is going to look like this year. My name is Elaine Chaya, and I'm a Persian Jewish digital content creator here in Los Angeles. I've been redefining who I am and my Jewish practices and my Jewish identity, and I've been sharing that along on my social media for the past few years. I wanted to team up with NuRoots and the Jewish Federation's Seder initiative to put something together for the holidays. NuRoots' mission is all about inspiring and mobilizing people in their 20s and 30s to create meaningful communities across LA. They're all about reimagining Jewish experiences, and man, are these times really making us reimagine Passover this year. And don't you feel like you're literally living the modern day Passover tale? I mean, the 10th plague was all about not leaving your house, and we can't even leave our house now. Hello, Moses, are you hearing me? Can you please come and save us here? In light of everything that's going on, NuRoots and I wanted to create this video for you guys to still make this oddly, weirdly different 2020 Passover experience meaningful, whether you're with your family or having to do this as virtual Skype. We wanted to put together 4 different parts of the Seder with 4 different takeaways on how you can still make this Passover meaningful. First up, washing your hands. Have we not talked about washing our hands enough in the past few weeks? I mean, there are freaking TikToks and songs about how you should wash your hands. But isn't it ironic that in the Passover Seder, there are 2 dedicated parts where you're supposed to go around and wash your hands? Coincidence? I think not. Water is actually a symbol of purity. How can we connect this concept of being pure and clean to a grander scheme of what's going on in the world today? Throughout these past few weeks, I don't know about you, but I've seen the world become kinder and more pure-hearted and loving. As we're going around this Seder this year and washing our hands and singing that song, keep your heart open and do something kind for the people around you with social distancing. Up next, we have everyone's fan favorite, the matzah. Typically they tell us that we eat matzah because it's supposed to represent the Jews being freed from Egypt, and they didn't have enough time for the bread to rise, so this is a symbol of the bread that they ate as they were being freed as slaves. The more symbolic meaning that we go with here is that it represents humility. How does it represent humility? Typically bread puffs up, and that represents an inflated ego, while matzah is plain, flat, and simple, which represents being humble. How can we incorporate humility into what's going on in the world today? What I've been observing is that it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what status you have, no matter what, we are all being affected by what's going on. It's really making us reevaluate and recognize that we all need to be humble. I mean, if freaking Tom Hanks couldn't be saved from the coronavirus, I don't think any of us can be saved. So instead of hating on matzah this year and wondering when it will be over, as you take a bite, make sure you sit down and be humble, as my good friend Kendrick Lamar once said. Up next, we have parsley and salt water, which, as you can see, I don't have here with me at the Seder, which is all good because, again, we're all about reimagining Passover. So if you actually can't have parsley at your Seder this year, reimagine it and put another green vegetable in the mix to symbolize the parsley. Now, we typically dip parsley in salt water. Salt water represents the tears of the slaves, and the parsley represents new beginnings. I don't know about you, but I feel like this is the most symbolic portion of what's going on. With the tears and the salt water represent us crying these tears of feeling enslaved to these times that we can't control, and the parsley represents new beginnings. The way that I'm seeing it is that after all these challenges and struggles that we have going on, just like our ancestors were enslaved in Egypt, it created new beginnings, and all of this is going to create a new beginning for us. As you're dipping that parsley or substitute vegetable in that bitter salt water, I want you to take a bite and ask yourself, in which areas of my life can I use this as an opportunity for a fresh start? Last but certainly not least, me and my family's favorite portion of the Passover Seder, Dayenu. What is Dayenu, you may ask? I'm Persian Jewish. Part of the Seder that we do as a ritual when we go around and singing Dayenu is grab these scallions and hit each other with it. Yes, I said scallions, and yes, I said we hit each other with it. I'm not promoting violence here at all. This is supposed to be a symbol of the times of our ancestors when they were whipped as slaves in Egypt. So this is supposed to represent a wake-up call. A kind of fun but sort of frightening kind of way. And I don't know about you, but isn't what's going on currently like the biggest wake-up call of life? Prior to this and you having to stay at home, weren't you so attached to your schedules, your job, your life? There was no time to breathe or take breaks, making us rearrange what's important to us in life. And instead of being upset of not being able to go to the hair salon or do your nails or go on that vacation you planned, it's kind of just making you wish and want the whole world to be happy and safe again. As you're going around the Seder and doing Dayenu, either singing it or doing it at a social distance, make sure to ask yourself, where's an area in my life that I can wake up from that I've been a slave to? Take this time as you're saying Dayenu and stay woke. I hope you can take these 4 parts of the Seder and create a meaningful Passover for yourselves. May this year bring us out of the troubles of our past, and may this pass over real fast. As a side note, the Jewish Federation is staying on top of the short-term and long-term community challenges and struggles, especially with everything that's going on. They're here for you no matter what you need, so please make sure to reach out to our Federation's community call line or the Max Factor Foundation's financial assistance if you or someone you know needs social services or financial help. I'm putting the information in the video that you can reach out to. Keep calm, carry on, happy